Hello and welcome to this Norbord, my cabinet guide video on how to assemble this 500 IT base unit. It's always best to assemble your unit on the cardboard box. That way you can protect the panels. That's my side panel, my two front rails. The front rails are edged on both edges. My base panel. This is your back panel. It's a full height back. And then you have the fittings required. You have a leg pack and any fittings you require to actually assemble the unit. In each box there is an assembly guide. Please take the time to read this, as there is useful information on here that will help you to build your unit. It also tells you what items are in the box and the minimum tools required to get the job done. If you wish to put a drawer in this, you need to purchase that separately. You have 8 metal dowels, you have 12 wooden dowels, 2 angle brackets or L brackets, 2 components for your hinges, your hinge and your hinge plates, and 2 cover plates for your hinges, 4 shelf supports, 22 15mm screws and 8 cams. So I have now positioned this, so this is my left hand end panel and this is my right hand end panel. The metal dowel has a red sleeve. There are 2 reasons for this. The first is when you're turning it with a screwdriver, you can hold on to it to make sure that it goes squarely into your panel. And the second is that it means that when you insert your other panel into it, it means that it's a lot tighter joint. The metal cam has 2 arrows. There is a directional arrow, and this arrow here should always line up with the hole that's in the panel you're putting it in. The way the cam and the dowel work together is when you actually put your panels together, it's like this, and what you do, you turn the cam and it locks the 2 panels together. So you turn the cam and it all pulls it nice and tight together. Okay, I'm going to insert 4 of these metal dowels into each panel, and they go in the 5mm hole that is drilled in the top and bottom of your end panels. You can use a cordless screwdriver to put the fittings in on your unit, but we would recommend a handheld screwdriver, because that way when you're putting the fittings in you can make sure you don't over tighten them. You now need to fit in 3 wooden dowels at the bottom and 2 wooden dowels at the top. You don't require a central wooden dowel to the top of a 500 base unit. So I'm going to put them in, tap it until the sound changes. That's hard enough. And the 2 at the top as well. Okay, so that is the side panel complete. I now need to do exactly the same on this one. Point 2 on your assembly guide is inserting your cam into your top rails and your base panel. There are 2 arrows on this cam. This arrow here should always point to the raw chipboard edge of your panel, and the other arrow is a directional arrow for tightening up when you come to fit it to the unit. So you just place it in like this and push. Repeat for the other end. The beauty of these metal cams is if you forget to put one in, there is this cutout here. That cutout enables you to insert your cam even if the panel has been put on. In fact, I can show you that. So I put this into position now. I haven't put my cam in, but making sure the arrow is pointing down, I then insert it into the hole and push. So repeat for the bottom panel. There are 2 holes in the bottom panel. It's the smaller hole that corresponds with the hole in the end is the one where you put your cam. The second hole is where you will put your leg boss when we put the legs on. Making sure it's groove to groove. So the groove on my base panel matches the groove in my side panel. Tightening the cams as you go. Fit my top rails. Making sure that the coffee bean print is towards the inside of the unit. This means the fittings are up. Tighten the cam. And again that one. I then take my second side panel. Place it into the unit. And again, knocking it down, tighten the cams up and do the top ones. I tighten that following the directional arrow on the cam. I stand this up now. I'm now going to fit my back panel. It is necessary to break the edging tape at the top here, and you do that just by pushing the panel. I can now slide my back panel in with ease. Now the back panel is loose at the moment. It needs to be fitted using two 15mm screws. As a rule of thumb, if you hold your hand there like this and put a mark there and put a mark, that is a good spacing for your screws to be fitted. The rail that you're drilling into is 19mm thick, so across there and across there, ensuring that the back is pulled down as tight as possible. Drill a pilot hole. So now I put the 15mm screws in to hold the back in position. The advantage of a full height back means that if you have a top drawer, you can't lose anything over the back of the unit and down in the service space. This is the service space. It is normally where your pipes would run if you were putting this into a sink or running for a dishwasher or washing machine. So that's my unit assembled. My next job is to put the feet on. Your leg pack contains either 2, 4, 5 or 7 legs. You will have a leg boss, the leg itself and the plinth clips. Your legs are preset at 150mm, which is the height of your plinth. It's preset on this lug. The leg is screwed down to that, and when fitted to your leg boss, gives you a height between the underside of your unit and the floor of 150mm. So the remaining holes in your base panel is where you put your leg bosses. You push them in, making sure that the lug is on the end panel. So repeat for the number of legs you have. Once you've got them positioned correctly, taking a hammer, just tap this lug until it goes flush with the top of the leg boss, like this. What that does is stops the leg boss pulling out. Taking your drill, drill 3 pilot holes. And you need to do 3 per leg, and then fit the screws. Once you've fitted the 3, repeat for the other leg bosses. Once you've done that, it's then time to fit the legs. So position the leg in the leg boss. You can either push it down. If you're not sure it's gone all the way down, taking the rubber part of your hammer, just tap it. you now have a gap of 150 millimetres from here to here. Okay. And then repeat for the other 3 legs. Your plinth clips come in 2 parts. Just snap them in half. What you do is you slide them together like this. For safekeeping, clip them to the legs at the front of your unit. This way you won't lose them and you know exactly where they are when you need to use them to put your plinths on.